good morning, and good morning again. You have Mr. Wayne Brown Jr. I am the founder and the CEO of a great organization called the Money Team, also known as TMT, where we teach you how to get yourself paid. All right. We are partnered with a great Fortune 500 company, almost $1 billion company called My Econ Incorporated that has enabled us to do just what we do, and that's educate people on their personal finances, show them how they can start living out their dreams without continuously trading their time for money, but learning how to make their money make them more money. But I've realized that I must give y'all some secrets. And today, through this broadcast, I want to be a blessing to every single business owner out there, not just the ones that's associated with my team, not just the ones that's associated with my econ, but for every single entrepreneur out there. This is for you. All right. Much love in all of your endeavors. And I pray for your success. If you need anything, then comment down below, and I will be more than happy to assist you in any areas that I can. All right. So this broadcast is entitled Why Your Organization's New Vision is Not Flourishing. Why your organization's new vision is not flourishing. So I'm going to just have a brief discussion with you this morning. I want to challenge your thinking on some things and see if anything that I share throughout this broadcast you can implement to what you're doing. And I just want to see how this formula I'm going to share with you today can change your existing financial portfolio. So let's talk about an organizational vision. An organization's vision is one of those elusive phrases and usually gets slipped right to it just get slipped through the cracks, or they get slapped together with like this holy trinity of organizational strategy. Every single business, every system, every single business model, every single entrepreneurship minded individual always use this same organizational strategy: mission, vision, and values. Write that down. Most at every single business model, you're going to find mission, vision, and values. You probably heard every strategic planning session start out like this. Let's take a look at our mission. Let's take a look at our vision. Let's take a look at our values. And let's make sure that our current and reflection of our future organization is X, Y, and Z. All right. Does that sound familiar to you? Now, vision is very, very important to develop, and success of your organization and your association does depend on that. However, mission tells others who you are. Mission tells others what you do. And mission tells others why you do it and for whom you do it for. Vision tells people where the organization is going. Do you see the difference between having a vision and a mission? I encourage you to have a mission to propel your vision. Some might say it's the most exciting part of this organizational trinity, if I can call it that: the mission, the values, and the vision. But there can be like a long gap between these statements, and it's like the ability to actualize the vision and making it a systematic approach for the entire organization or team or business or whatever you want to call it. All right. But if you really want to be factual, about 70 to 80% of the vision statements fail for most companies. 70 to 80%. Vision statements aren't just the big ones that and your bylaws and the what's plastered all on your organizational walls of these brick and mortar businesses. But vision statements can also be any new idea, any new project, any a change that is taking place within that organization. 70% of change within the organization can cause businesses to fail. So when I personally start to tackle a vision for a new project or commit myself for a new opportunity with another organization, I think of it as a change. See, you're simply asking a group of people to go from where it's comfortable, where they're familiar, where they're comfortable doing things the way that they're doing it, to go to a place that's new, that to them may be scary, to them that may not be as exciting than it is for you. And that is a big challenge to overcome when you find people that you see greater in them than they see in themselves. You're asking people to change and realize what your vision is. But how about we show folks that they can envision things for themselves? You can assist them and propel their vision by the mission that you're on and connecting with that individual. That is simply phenomenal. Implementing successful vision shouldn't be left to only the elite squad, man. It shouldn't just be your CEO infinities. It shouldn't just be your EVP infinities. All of us can implement a successful vision. You can do it. Even though y'all out there, even if you're muted that's watching on my Zoom, just look at yourself and say, I can do it. Touch on yourself. Say, I can do it. Wake yourself up. The one that's inside you. Let that person know I can do it. Now, I know you've probably heard the quote, 100% inspiration, 90% participation. So let me challenge your thinking a little bit this morning. Think back to the last time you tried to implement a vision that you had. Give that a moment. Once you were convinced the change or the vision was appropriate, how much time did you spend planning the adoption of that vision by other people? Did you tell people what it would look like, how it would be rolled out, who was going to coordinate that vision? Now, I know there's probably been a number of times where someone has responded to something that you envisioned. Well, they may say things like, well, this is something new and we're not quite sure what to expect from this. How do I know if I invest in you, I'm going to get a return? Oh, how do I know this is not a pyramid? Oh, I don't like doing things like that. Then, and guess what? You might have the other people that say, hey, I'll get in. I'll just wait to see what happens. But it's your vision. It's your mission. You can indeed succeed. All you got to do is envision something. I'm going to help you today with a formula. This formula is going to sound so weird. So I'm going to have to break this down. But this has helped me become the person I am today. Now, the formula is, write this down, D, capital D, use all caps, times V as in Valentine, times F, and then you're going to have the greater than sign and the letter R. That is D as in dog times V as in Valentine times F as in Frank, then the greater than sign and the letter R. Now let me break this formula down for you. Using this formula right here, we can begin to lay the foundational vision of adaptation in order to overcome the R. The D times the V times the F is greater than the R. The R is resistance. The R represents resistance in this formula. The resistance is the pushback that we get when we're trying to implement something new or modify something that's already been in place for a long time. That's what that R is, the resistance that sometimes we get when we offer people a great opportunity. Let me talk to you a little bit. New visions for your organization can come with their own kinds of resistance designed to disrupt and possibly derail the process. That's why Mr. Tracy said this morning, we must learn to trust the process. Many times it's the actions that we take prematurely that awakens the resistance. But that's why timing is right. Mr. Tracy said, hey, I've been a part of this opportunity since 2017. This year, he just recently hit a leadership level as far as EVP Infinity is concerned. But he said, man, I trusted the process. I didn't quit. I didn't give up. I kept pressing. So let's talk about this formula more in detail. D equals the dissatisfaction with status quo. The D equals the dissatisfaction with status quo. The D, which is the very first step in our change process, stands for dissatisfaction. Most people would adapt change to their lives once they become dissatisfied. It could be with their credit score. It could be with the way their life is, their lifestyle is right now. It could be that, hey, they dissatisfied with the way they're thinking. They're dissatisfied with where they're living, what they're driving, whatever that is. When a person becomes dissatisfied, that's when they're willing to implement change. We often recommend leaders, especially my TMT leaders, to actually write out like a 1 to 2 page vision, detail as to why this vision must occur, why this vision must be manifest. Your why got to be big enough. And with us, why is an acronym, which stands for what hurts you. What hurts you? All right. So let me ask you some questions. What is the background for your new vision? What has led up to this need for your new vision? I'm challenging your thinking this morning. I want you to win. I want you to succeed. I want you to become that debt-free cash millionaire. The second question I got for you. What challenges or problems are you facing in your current situation that has or may cripple you from doing what you desire to do? What is it that's stopping you from disabling you from doing what you are setting out to do? What is the impact of these challenges? How is these things affecting you in your current situation? Number 3, what will happen if we stay the same. Ask yourself, if I did not change, if nothing changed, what would happen? If I'm not that change, what would happen? If I don't bring about this vision, what would happen? If I don't share my opportunity with people, what will happen? The next question I got for you. What are we going to have to let go of and why? In order to become successful, there are some things that we in our lives may have to let go of, walk away from. And we got to understand why. So today, I want to challenge all of my entrepreneurs out there that's with me, or if even those that's not with me. I'm challenging you today. Ask yourself these questions. Formulate that vision. Get that vision out there. Write that thing down. Make it plain. Share it with other people, man, and win. What will your new vision require? What will this vision require? Will it require your time, your energy, you staying up late, going to, will it require you traveling? What will this vision require? What will this cost you? And the third part of this one question is this: what will it cost you if you don't change? What will it cost you if you don't change? If you decide not to formulate this vision, if you decide, I don't want to be a millionaire, I don't want to be wealthy, I just want to live a average life. So what would that cost you? And last but not least, how will you know when you have succeeded? You got to measure that. You got to have something to measure your success. Some people measure their success with how much time they have. Some people measure their success from possessions, how many homes they have, how many cars they got in their garage, how much money they got in their bank account, how much money they got in the investment portfolio. What are you measuring your success by? Let's talk about the V in this formula. The V is the compelling vision. The V is the compelling vision. Once we've developed a clear case for the vision, we must then share that vision and propel that vision where we want it to go. So the V stands for compelling vision. To bring about change, we have to lead. We have to lead those that's willing to follow. And then while they're following, we got to teach them how to lead. It's just that simple. Those who lead can be on either end of this spectrum, though. They are either for or against the change. They're leading the group forward into an uncharted or unpossessed territory, a territory that you're not familiar with. Those who follow, which typically is the rest of the people, if they're not partnered with you hand in hand with this vision, they're usually the ones that end up following whichever person seems to be doing better or have the greater idea at that time. All right. The F is your first step. The F represents your first step. So, why did the first step come third? Most people would think, hey, I need to step out on this thing first. Some other things I just showed you had to take place first. So let me talk to you about this. The F stands for first step. This is typically where most people make their mistake. They put their best foot forward first before they have a foundation. We start talking about change before we're really ready to implement that change. We're just talking about doing something before we're ready to actually do it. All right. So when we implement this formula properly, we do it as D times V times F is greater than R, which is greater than the resistance. But oftentimes we tend to put the F before the D, the V, and the R, which that changes the whole entire formula. So hopefully on today, we know that this formula we can implement into our vision models, that we can implement into our structure of our teams. Hey, let's cause a dissatisfaction with the status quo. Hey, let me ask myself some serious questions. Let me develop me to be a much better leader than what I may think that I am. Maybe I have to realize the change in me before I can become the change to the world. Hey, what about my compelling vision? Then I can take the first step, and that is greater than any resistance that will ever come my way. So thank you for tuning in. I am prayerful that this really did help someone on today. Feel free to comment below. Reach out to myself or one of my great associates that's under my downline with Team TMT, and we can indeed service you. We would love to have you on the team. We would love to embrace your business and show you some strategies to help accelerate your business income and especially um, teach you some asset accumulation strategies. So once again, you know what we do over here with TMT. We'll see you at the top because the bottom has definitely been too crowded.